Remember some of our previous videos that reflected how people take the elders for granted and scam them? Well, despite this bitter reality, there are good people out there as well who respect their elders and care about them. Young people are not always rebels and out of control who mimic old people. Some of them were raised to have empathy and offer a helping hand to the old. This video will show you that there is still good in the world in spite of all the tragedies and misfortunes that we hear about in the news. A story like this is what keeps us holding on to the glimpse of hope that we still carry in our hearts. Those young boys know what humanity means. They offered a genuine kindness to a 75-year-old lady whom they barely even knew. Why? Because they knew it was unfair that she was charged for keeping her grass taller than 18 inches. Be sure to subscribe to Did You Know and hit the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Also, leave a like right now. It all started when Jerry Suttle, who is 75 years old, didn't attend the court when she was notified because her grass was taller than 18 inches. According to the law, the grass should be under that number that we've just mentioned. The old lady argued that she didn't know about the law and that she never got the letter which required her to go to court to meet the judge. That was why the police arrested her and she left her house in handcuffs. On that day, a group of young guys were hanging out and they saw her in that situation. It broke their heart that the reason behind arresting her was unfair and it didn't make sense at all that she should have to pay the price in such a humiliating way since she was really old to be dragged down the street like criminals. Therefore, the guys decided instantly to help that poor old lady whom they'd never known. But an unexpected act of kindness would certainly get her out of this awkward situation, especially if it wasn't very hard for the guys to carry out that simple action. In other words, they were still young and they had enough energy to carry out the physical activities that the elders were incapable of because of backaches and so on. It was summer, and the guys already didn't have any school duties, so it made it easier for them to head towards Jerry's garden. And they started mowing the lawn. They knew that the old lady would never be able to mow the grass herself and she would need assistance. But without her asking for help, the guys offered assistance without her knowing about it as well, so it would be a happy surprise. It was too good to be true that the guys' intentions weren't just about cutting the grass, however. Their main goal was to make sure that the old lady wouldn't go to prison for this futile and insignificant reason. Moreover, they were angry with the way she was treated at such an old age, so they wanted to set for people a good example of being respectful towards their elders. It is a basic human right anyway. The guys were correct in their strategy of showing people how everyone should help each other when stuck in a problem. Their kindness was contagious. When the neighbors saw them mowing the lawn, they wanted to help as well. It wasn't too much work for the young guys, but more hands would make it easier and faster indeed. Jerry's neighbors sympathized with her, and they went to help the guys. They got their riding mowers, and fortunately, they had finished quickly in just 2 hours. Bear in mind it was 90 degrees, and the weather was intolerable to a great extent. When Jerry Suttle came out, her jaw hit the floor. She couldn't believe her eyes at what she saw. The grass all mowed and looking beautiful. She was speechless and clueless about what to do. Her eyes were filled with tears of joy, appreciation, and gratitude. She was over the moon and thankful for the young guys and the neighbors whose help was seriously needed. The guys were proud of themselves and they said that they were ready to do anything to save the old lady from going to jail. They didn't ask for money or a reward in return because all that mattered was to see the old lady smiling and secured in her house. What a wonderful story full of good examples and positive vibes. Don't hesitate when you see somebody who needs help. They might be too shy to ask for it, so your offer would change a lot beyond your imagination. Remember, karma isn't always bad. If you do something good, it will come around one day to you. If you can save a life, don't stand there watching. Do something.